Hello, this is Joseph Wilcox, and I'm currently doing a voice presentation on Unit 10 Skills for Land-Based Activities. I'm doing assignment 3 now, where I'm going to be reviewing my performance in paintballing, camping, and then in the next video I'm going to be doing land-based outdoor and adventurous activity development plan. So like stuff to help me develop my skills, techniques and all that stuff, and how I'll do it differently next time in paintballing, walking and camping. So then, for paintballing, I'm going to start off by doing what I did well. So then, what I did well, I worked as a team well. So I was a good team player. I communicated with a lot of people. Me and quite a few of us, we did strategies near the start, and I wasn't just running in on my own. I was supporting other people, and other people were supporting me. This led to us only losing one out of 7 games. We won the other 7 games, which obviously says that we were the better team. So then, for my strengths, I'd say I had a go. I did try at it. I tried very hard. With work rates in exercise, running around, and as well as concentrating and all that. I communicated with the team, so I used good team communication skills in order to get my points across and let other people talk to me clearly. We used strategies, so we had certain people hanging at the back, keeping other people's heads down, while a few of us moved forward and tried to capture flags. And then when we got to the front, we would keep heads down with fire, and then people from the back would move forward. So that I wasn't scared to get involved at the front, so I was quite happy to be at the front, shooting close range or getting hit from close range, because it made it more fun. But as well as that, it allowed our team to do well. So then, what I've learned from this, I've learned that working as a team is better than working by yourself. I say this because their team, they still had good individuals. They're probably just as good as us individually. But we worked as a team, and that meant that when one of us was about to get shot, the other one was covering him. And then when they were about to get shot, the other one covered. And we worked as a team by pressing certain sides or down the middle or flanking them at certain times. So I have learned that working as a team is better than not working as a team. So then, moving on to formative review. So this is during the exercise. And I was reviewing it in the exercise. I thought we were concentrating a lot, and we weren't overlooking all the decisions that we were doing, because obviously decisions made in real time isn't always the best decisions. It's easy to overlook something after and say we should have done that, should have done this. And those were probably decisions, some of them we didn't stick to the tactics. We had tactic basis and then we didn't pull it off, or we didn't stick to it. Which was either through bad luck or someone getting out or just not listening to each other. So that's my formative one. So that's during the exercise, that was possible mistakes. After the exercise, which is summative, I would say we wish that we'd stuck to the tactics more, as I kind of just said, because if we planned to flank them on the right, sometimes we could have come in a little bit straight on when we wanted to go out wider. But another one of my wishes was that we'd been a little bit more direct and attacking from the start, because everybody's so concerned about what position they're going to take up. Nobody actually thinks about shooting the person, they're all getting cover. So that was where we could have maybe moved on forward a bit. Because when we did that towards the later rounds, it worked perfectly, because they never actually considered we would be there. So if we push on, then they won't be expecting it. So then, moving on to areas for improvement. I'd say the area for improvement for the team is if we started work as a team a little bit earlier, Because, yeah, we did communicate, yeah, we did have basic tactics, but it was more, yeah, okay, we'll push in the middle and on the right, so get round on the right, but that was it. We didn't really work as a team, we didn't suggest who's going what way, we didn't really listen to each other. So that was a area for improvement for us. And for me, I would have said an area for improvement for me was to try and get everybody else involved on the tactics, because there's a few of us who knew what we were doing or thought we knew what we were doing, but maybe just asking another person in the group, someone who's been sitting back, maybe they'd be able to oversee what's going on a little bit better than us. So then, what did we forget to do? As I kind of just covered, we forgot to ask the quieter people, because there could be someone standing at the back nice and quiet, doing well for the team, but we never really ask him what he thinks, because from the back you'll be able to see where they're going, where we're going, what we should be doing better, who should be where, if someone's good at the front, if someone should be better at the back. So we didn't really ask the quieter people's opinions, and we let a few of us loudmouths call the shots. So a few of those confident people who were loud be in charge, sort of thing. So what would I do different next time? I think I would ask for people's opinions before the game started. Obviously not a 10-minute discussion, but say what do you think here? Can you say anything that we should do? Where would you think you're the best? And everything, just get everybody a little bit more involved and hopefully make that more of a team effort and make the team stronger in the end. So another thing I'd do differently is ask where everyone wants to play. So if someone wants to go in, like sprinting at the front, then they can do, because in each game we kind of had the same positions, which meant that we were used to our positions and we were good. But someone might not be enjoying it if they're stuck at the back, sort of thing. So then, moving on to what feedback I got off my tutor. So I personally got positive feedback, saying that he was happy with what I did personally, how I got involved and everything. And he was also very impressed with our team. Winning 6 out of 7 matches just shows how well we actually worked as a team and how good we all were. It doesn't say that we had one star player or that we had a few star players. It says that the whole team worked well, so he was very impressed with that. So then, moving on to camping. So that's everything from paintballing covered. So in camping, formative review. So during the exercise, when we was doing that, I was kind of wishing that we took an airbed or a mattress or a foam roll or something for us to sleep on, because we were sleeping on a cold hard surface, the floor. Yes, it had the yes, you had the sleeping bag in between you and the floor, but that doesn't stop the coolness from rising into your body and all your heat being absorbed by the floor, lowering your temperature. This was potentially dangerous, I suppose. Could get colds, could get stiff backs, could result in injuries, could even result in serious things to do with people getting too cold, like hypothermia, is it? Don't quote me on that, but I think it's that. But it can lead to serious health problems, being cold and wet on the floor. So that was one of the things that I was thinking during the exercise. And then when I got back from the exercise, so the summative review, after the exercise, I still regretted that I hadn't taken an airbed, because obviously it was cold and I didn't have the best back. I had a few back problems. But one of the other main ones, which I realised after, is that I should have packed more socks. So my socks had got wet or they were cold or something, and I didn't have another pair to put on. And when I did, they might not be very warm, so I might want 2 layers on. So that's something for me to remember next time. So then, what I did well in camping. So then, when we got there, we were all waiting to get the tent out, and when everyone got the tent out, I personally and another person who was working with me, we built our tent for the fastest, put it all up. It's not a race obviously, but we put it all up fast, got set up, everything was in the tent, and then we went round and helped others. So that's obviously good that we helped others and we'd done our tent normally. So that's fine. 2 seconds. Right, sorry about that. So I went another area which I did well when we went on the walk on near my way back. So as everyone was taking turns in the walk and I took turn in the walk, we got from point to point to point. And then when we got near home, everybody suggested that I went this one way, and I managed to make sure everybody came the correct way instead of going opposite side of the hill. So that shows that I'm confident and can also lead the walk back to where we started. So then, my strengths. So I'm quite outspoken, so when we were setting up I was saying what to do, what not to do, not bossing people around sort of thing, but I would say confident communicating, so I suppose you could say I took charge a little bit, which meant that I got my tent sorted first and me and my mate, and then when we went round we could help the others who didn't actually know what they were doing or were unsure of what to do. This saved time for us and for everybody else, as I managed to do everything quicker. So that was one thing. Another strength is that I'd packed near enough all the right stuff. I did leave out an extra couple of pairs of socks which I would have wanted, but apart from that all my clothes were the correct warmth and waterproof and all good. So that's all good. What I've learnt is basically not everybody's the same when it comes to camping. Some people like camping, some people like on the indoors where they've got a bed and everything made up for them. I've learnt that it's quite easy really if you help communicate with everybody, because when we'd done our tent we went round communicating, instructing and helping people, and that was twice as easy as them not having the instructions and them trying to do it themselves. So that's one thing which I learned. I also learnt that with a cold floor, all your heat will go into the cold floor, and all the coldness will come into my body, so I'll lose a lot of body heat through the floor. And that's really an area where I need to improve. So then, areas for improvement. We didn't take the air beds, which is a big problem. That's an area for improvement because people had bad backs, were cold all night, got colds, and it could lead to some serious health problems if you're left in the cold all night and wet and everything. So that's one area for improvement. And another area for improvement is that I would have tried to get to sleep a little bit earlier, as when I woke up the next morning, lying on after being on a cold hard surface, I didn't got that much sleep. So I didn't actually save myself any time to get to catch up on the sleep, which wasn't the nicest. But the next night I had a good sleep at home. What did I forget to do then? I forgot to pack extra pair of socks. So I packed all the correct clothing, but I didn't count my socks getting wet, cold, sleeping in them and all that. So that's something that I'll do differently for next time. I'll make sure that I pack, make sure that all my clothes are covered and everything. What would I do differently next time? Definitely get to sleep earlier. I'll try and set myself the target of going to sleep an hour earlier. Because this just meant I didn't get the correct amount of sleep and I was up all night, and if I was up all night when I tried to go to bed earlier, then I'd still have enough time to get enough sleep. So it's one thing that I'll definitely do different next time. So what feedback I got off my tutor? I got feedback saying I did well in setting up a tent, and that I helped other people set up a tent. That was good. And I got feedback saying well done for the walk, as we all did well on that. I personally got feedback, and the rest of the group got feedback because we did do well in order to keep the correct time limits and do the walk as planned. And that's about it. So that is my review for paintballing and camping, assignment 3, unit 10. So I will be doing another video in a minute about land-based outdoor and adventurous activity development plan, so that I can develop my skills and techniques for next time. But for now, this is Joseph Wilcox. Thank you.